Axiom Verge is finally getting a physical Wii U release in North America after being announced back in 2017, and was delayed due to an ongoing legal battle between Badlands Publishing and Limited Run Games. Badlands and Limited Run signed a contract in 2017 to oversee the physical release, which outlined 6,000 fully assembled copies of Axiom Verge on Wii U, with Limited Run spending $78,000 to make it happen. Despite the never receiving the copies promised from Badlands, Limited Run announced that physical copies of the game would be released March 29th, even with legal action being taken. Badlands has yet to pay Limited Run the $78,000 back. We will not come anywhere close to breaking even on this project after the money our former partner took from us, reads the tweet. But we hope Wii U fans will appreciate the chance to own one of the best indie games physically for the platform. Dad Edelman, who worked closely with Axiom Verge developer Tom Happ on publishing and marketing the game, provided further details about Badlands in a Twitter thread. We had been approached by multiple publishers to do a physical release. The reason we went with Badlands is that the CEO said he was very sympathetic to Tom's son's health condition. He writes, Happ's son, Alistair, was born with a neurological disorder due to complications during birth. Badlands made us an offer we could not refuse, in addition to matching what other publishers were offering in terms of rev share. They said they did contribute 75% of their cut to a trust fund set up for Alistair Happ's ongoing medical expenses. But once it came down to shell out the money to manufacture physical copies, Badlands became dodgy. Edelman said this is where he learned that the publisher was running low on funds. At that point, we still felt Badlands was operating in good faith. They were just low on cash. We were still planning on dividing up the proceeds on the original terms. So we decided not to publicize the fact that technically Badlands won publishing the game in our
14/7.
Limited Run was included in the North American deal, and agreed that $78,000 would stay between them and Badlands, and to give Happ the amounts originally agreed upon. They have been great allies through all of this, Edelman writes. When it came time to pay Tom Happ his share for U sales contribute to Alistair's health care fund, which Tom had to pay a long year to establish, Badlands went dark on us. We did not even really know how much they owed us, though we have reason to believe it's about $200K.
14/11.
While Edelman says they have filed a lawsuit against Badlands, it's been slow going. Those interested in the Wii U copy of Axiom Verge should click here. Publisher Activision Blizzard has reportedly begun the process of laying off a significant portion of its staff, with the initial speculation to cut hundreds of jobs being brought up last week. As reported by Kotaku, Activision Blizzard began notifying its employees who are being laid off across Activision, Blizzard, and King this afternoon. In its earnings call with investors, Activision Blizzard says it plans to add talent to key development and incubator teams and reduce administrative and underperforming initiatives, although it was not specified what the latter was. The publisher went on to say that it expects an overall 8% headcount reduction, likely resulting in around 800 staff to be laid off. Blizzard President J. Allen Brack told employees that staffing levels on some teams are out of proportion with our current release slate. According to a note obtained by Kotaku, this means we need to scale down some areas of our organization. I am sorry to share that we will be parting with some of our colleagues in the U.S. today. The note continues. For those being laid off at Blizzard, the note supposedly promised a comprehensive severance package and job assistance. If you are someone you know has been affected by this closure, UK mail Gamasutra to share your story confidentially. This is a developing story. We will update it with more details as they become clear. Shares of Rockstar Games' parent company Take-Two Interactive jumped after rumors that Sony could be in talks to acquire the company began circulating in investing circles. MarketWatch reports that Take-Two Interactive stock saw a 7% increase based on the rumor that Sony is currently in advanced board-level discussions to acquire Take-Two Interactive in a mostly cash deal, according to Wilbur Securities, head of technology and media trading Oculino. It deal a sizable acquisition, and one that would value the company at $130 a share according to those same sources. While just a rumor at this point, the move would significantly bolster Sony's first-party development forces and mirror some of the efforts made by fellow console maker Microsoft through its recent acquisitions of Obsidian Entertainment and several other studios. Creating a game that's entertaining for all ages is extremely challenging, but there is one studio that seems to fit in more carry time. TT Games seems an expert at making experiences for both younger and older players. It accomplishes this by sticking to the studio's core principles of fun and authenticity, but also through ensuring there's enough variety in the humor and the stage design. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, the latest in the LEGO franchise, is a great example. The game asks players to control a collection of popular Marvel heroes on a mission to defeat an evil time-traveling villain named Kang the Conqueror. Along the way you explore Chronopolis, the central hub world, completing missions, and building and destroying the LEGO environments. Like many of the other LEGO projects TT Games undertakes, LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 follows a particular formula to ensure it appeals to as broad an audience as possible. Arthur Parsons, the head of design at TT Games, says the LEGO games stick to 2 core principles in order to ensure they are broadly appealing. Ultimately, fun is number one. Fun, funny, humorous. Everything has to be enjoyable, he comments. But then the second one, and I think this is where we probably manage to appeal to older gamers, is authenticity. And that's authenticity to whatever the source material is. Parsons points to the humor in LEGO Marvel Superheroes. To highlight this point, in the game, there's plenty of slapstick humor for children. But there's also tons of complex in-jokes and references to appeal to long-term fans. For instance, the game features humorous cameos from minor characters from the Marvel Extended Universe, like J. Jonah Jameson and Giant Man, which may go over the head of those who have not seen the Sam Raimi films or read the older comics. You have that in-your-face humor, Parsons says. That's part of someone has a ladder on their shoulder, and they are turning around, and someone has to duck out of the way. Slapstick. But then we also go on to another level, where we do our best to add humor that's very relevant to deep. If people analyze the games, they will see the various influences we draw from. The game's art direction is another factor that contributes to the franchise's broad appeal. Usually in our games, we have a very clear rule of you have environmental art, and you have not LEGO. A lot of people very quickly understand that anything made out of LEGO is interactive and everything else is not, says Parsons. It's really nice because that's just something that happens naturally when people play. This approach ensures that no matter what your age is, you can understand the environment and what options you have available. It's a subtle bit of direction, but it's one that's been implemented in almost all the LEGO games, including LEGO Marvel Superheroes Tour, to help players navigate the map and find key items within the stage. As for the older and more experienced players, most LEGO titles are full of additional challenges to cater to people looking for a greater challenge. In LEGO Marvel Superheroes Tour,